guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nenna, and today we're back with another episode of the Not So Berry Challenge. Hey guys, we're back with Rosie, and we are currently in college. As I said, I was gonna bring Rosie to college, and we were going to continue her story in, I guess, a new place. We're at, I don't remember the name of this world. Obviously, it's the more deserted one out of the three. I typically don't really go there. I put the Sims 4 backdrop in this world, and I added some clouds. Yeah, I don't know. Whoa. Did you? Oh, wow. Look at all these falling stars. Yeah, this is what that looks like. I really like it. So before we jump into the goods, I think you guys want a short update on what has happened to Danielle. After she got taken into custody, she told on Holly, and Holly got herself arrested too. It was really funny. She just didn't hesitate to throw her under the bus, and Danielle kind of had this attitude of, oh, if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna take you with me. Like, you brought this girl into my life. You brought Rosie in our household. You caused all of this. Now I'm stuck in this. You will suffer with me. I was just one day reading the newspaper, and there's like this neighborhood paper where it does tell about the families and the people living in this town, because that's how close they are in the Not So Berry world. And it turned out that right there in the front page, couple got arrested for arson. She got a medal from the government. She helped clear a town from a gang, and she did something good. Maybe this is really far-fetched, but I love the idea of this so much that I'm gonna roll with it. I really don't care if it's unrealistic. Everything in my Let's Play is unrealistic, let's be real. The fact that Pepper got a medal for doing something good for the town, and Danielle getting arrested and pretty much busting her girlfriend as well. It's like true love. It's true love when you go to jail together, right? It's been quite a hot few months, and Rosie's actually been doing quite okay. She was very sad when Pepper brought her back home, but then Pepper decided to once and for all just lay everything down on the table, and she basically said, look, this is what happened. This is everything. And she told her about Danielle, like just everything from the start. It made Rosie realize that there's so much that she doesn't even know yet that has happened, and that she had no idea of. It made sense for her to be mad, but it also made her feel like she's been quite a big idiot, because she never really thought twice about what Danielle fed her, and Pepper took her in and took care of her, and Rosie kind of realized that it's so much for her. Oh my god, people are joining her for what? Oh my god, this is so awkward. Everything is good, okay? We're just gonna talk more about it later, but oh my god, you guys, you will not believe it, but she has made some friends. Now, Tilly is a classmate of ours that we never really spoke to, and she's really friendly. She kind of mingles with everyone. So I'm really not surprised that the two of them are, talking, and that they're, doing okay. I'm kind of surprised that Mandy decided to join us, but perhaps she's just... I wonder why she's here. Maybe she's... What do you guys think? Why did she join us for breakfast? I cannot think of a good reason. This is our new friend, Julie. She's our next door neighbor. She lives in the dorm directly next to us, and she's also a really sweet girl, and I feel like she's quite different as well. I love her hair, and I love her outfit, and I think that she's just such a character, and if there's one person that I think she can really rely on, it's going to be Julie. So you guys can see we have a bunch of Sims in our household, and just to quickly introduce you guys to the whole bunch, just so I can kind of move on with my life. This is Tim. This is the guy that tricked Rosie into thinking, well, I mean, it was like he tricked her into thinking anything, but the sisters told him that Rosie wanted to say something, and then Rosie thought that he had asked her to come there, so it was really awkward, and then Rosie decided to try and kiss him, and that didn't work. So this is the guy that she has nightmares about, pretty much. And then we have his sister. So her sister, or his sister Mandy. Do we have to go to college? Not yet. This is his sister Mandy. I'm just gonna get Mandy into the shower, actually. This is Mandy. Mandy's definitely one of the mean girls, and I think she's beautiful, but her personality is absolutely horrible. She's shallow. She loves shopping and makeup and her appearance and whatever not, but for the rest, she's absolutely a shallow person because she really doesn't care much about what's inside. As long as you look good, like, everything is good. And then we have Jana, who is the other sister, and I would say that she is quite similar to her sister. She's also really pretty. I really like her. I really like this hair, though. I really like that. I think they both have some really cute faces. It's just too bad that their personalities are literally like that horrible. But I think that Jana is probably the one that's more. I think that Mandy is more of an outspoken person, and I think that she would tell her in her face how much she doesn't like Rosie. And I think Jana, however, is more on the background, where she just kind of follows along with what her sister is doing. I'm not saying that she isn't a mean person by nature, because I definitely do believe that both of them are typical mean girls, but she's more on the background, and she's more like always thinking of things that they can do and laughing behind her back and making fun of her, rather than going in her face and kind of telling her, how shit she thinks she is. You know what I mean? So she would be sitting in breakfast. I'm gonna sit in my pancakes. I'm bailing in today and add some syrup on my lovely face to make everything, to top everything off. But she would sit at breakfast, maybe sit at a different table, just kind of stare at Rosie, and then laugh and gossip about what she's wearing. Whereas, Mandy kind of sat next to her and perhaps whispered while she was eating just all of these things, because Mandy really has no chill. Like, honestly, just no chill. And then we have Tilly. Now, Tilly is a very sweet girl, but she wasn't involved in any of the things that these guys were involved at. So she isn't really aware, I guess, of I would say she's like the type of girl that is nice to everyone because she doesn't want to be bullied herself, and she fits in with everyone because she's also like really pretty, so people like her, men want to like date her, and people want to be friends with her. But she likes to tell herself that she's a good person, that she's a sweet person, and that she's a good person, a nice person, everything Gucci. But when it comes down to it, she doesn't actually want to be involved with people that are hurting or that are bullied. So like, she will talk to Rosie and she'll be involved with Rosie, but then if there is something that happens, like for example Rosie's being bullied by all three of them, she wouldn't get in between and stop them. She would join them because she doesn't want to be bullied herself. Like, she is that kind of person. So I think I pretty much explained everyone. And then there's, of course, like I said, damn, Julie. Where am I going? Where's the camera going? I'm not even moving my mouse. Julie is our friend, and we met her quite recently. We've only been friends for a little while, and what concerns me is that she has become really close with Tim, and I know for a fact that Tilly also kind of has a crush on Tim, so that's gonna be interesting. But since Julie is really into Tim, apparently, like, I didn't think these two would be a thing. I mean, honestly, Julie is really cool. I think like she's different, and I think Tim might be a bit more open-minded than the sisters are. Like, I don't think he would necessarily judge a different looking character, which is kind of funny considering his sisters are like this and he does bully Rosie for looking different. But now that Rosie has, you know, a friend, so to say, and it's like, how is she gonna deal with this? This is going to be, I don't know, this is gonna be just really awkward. So I'm gonna have her put the book down. She's feeling really sad. So why don't we go and have her dance and just maybe spend some time with Tilly, because Tilly seems like a cool person. Now I really don't know if these two are like really dating or anything, or if this is really, you know, if are they boyfriend and girlfriend. I think they're too old to have that interaction, so we can't really ask them, but I think they're friends. Okay, that's cool. Rosie has been kind of experimenting with her style, and this is like, she picked out this outfit and she absolutely loved it when like when she picked it out, and then she wanted to kind of, you know, change her look a little bit. So she changed her hairstyle and she added a little bit of makeup, and she wore heels for the first time, but it doesn't look like people really seem to like what she's wearing. So why don't I go and kind of talk to Tilly and ask her if maybe I'm gonna ask her if she likes my outfit, because she's been getting some weird looks and maybe there's something wrong with it. And I feel like Rosie is very insecure. I think that never really, like, it never really went anywhere. I think it grew with her and it never really had a chance to improve. I think that she might feel like she has a friend in Tilly, but Tilly is not willing to listen and give her any advice. Oh, Rosie's so sad. Rosie is very, very upset because she only asked for a little bit of fashion advice. Perhaps instead of asking Tilly what she thought of her outfit, she asked Tilly if perhaps she wanted to help her pick out an outfit, but Tilly kind of looked at her and laughed and said, "I don't think we share the same kind of style, so I don't think we should, you know, I don't think we should do shopping together," something like that. And it's also because, you know, Tilly doesn't really want to be involved with Rosie too much. I actually want to see if there's anyone here. Let's have, you know, let's just eat. But I wanted to see if there's anyone here that we can befriend or smooch with, but there really isn't anyone. See, I think that Mandy's in a really nasty mood. Oh, poor Rosie. Poor Rosie. Oh my god, your dress, where did you get it? It would be so sad if something were. Rosie stood up for herself and poked Mandy when she started talking bad about her dress. She knew that she was being cynical and that she wasn't being serious, and she didn't really want to deal with it, so she decided to leave. Oh my god, Mandy just threw her drink in Rosie's face. Oh my god, wait, I just want to play. I want to not touch the mouse. I want to see what's going to happen. Like, what is the next step? You do not touch me. I think they would have a conversation like that. I think Mandy is very shocked to see that Rosie has learned to stand up for herself. Rosie doesn't want to let her just bully her, and Mandy is taking it a little too far. Girl, there's no way she's calling you from prison. Get your acts together. This was definitely a shock for Mandy. She didn't expect Rosie to stay back. Rosie. She ends up just staying in her room reading, and what she doesn't know is that while she's on the bed, Mandy is already plotting her next idea. Mandy is looking for some revenge, and as she is just blowing, oh my god, look at those boobas. But while she's blowing off some steam, she's already come up with the next big idea. Speaking of Rosie, I got her into the political science major because of her future career, because she's going into the politics career, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, then I gave her the wrong one. So I was gonna say so while Rosie is in her room, Mandy is going to talk some absolute bull about what she's heard about Rosie. I think she's trying to start this rumor about Rosie, maybe that she's poor and she gets her clothes at the dumpster. And I mean, not everyone really wants to hear this, but I think that Mandy has a way of being very persuasive. Why is this person not naked? Oh my god. And she's kind of threatening them and saying that if they don't want to be the next person to be finding their clothes at the dumpster, she would do her best to agree with her and to make sure that everyone knows. That doesn't necessarily work with everyone, and as she kind of sees Tilly just kind of waiting around, she asked her to just wait on a second for her to come and well, not come, but for her to be done peeing. And like I said, I think because she kind of knows, you know, she knows Rosie. I don't necessarily think like she would accept such a bad rumor, a bad gossip, but instead she's saying, oh, "Can you believe it? Rosie slapped me today," giving her a compliment, and then she decided to throw a drink in my face. As I cried and asked her why she's doing this to me, she started laughing. You know, kind of twisting the things like that. And I think that Tilly is a little bit confused because until now there hasn't really been beef. Like in years, there's not really been anything between them. She's been there, she's seen it, and Rosie's always kind of been doing her own thing. And you know, she's just not really sure like where this is all coming from. But Manny ensures her that she's always been leaving like little remarks, but she's just never noticed it because she's just kind of oblivious like that. And she would never try and do it in front of her because she's trying to be friends with Tilly, and you know, just being a good friend, but trying to warn her that Rosie is just really not a good person, and behind all of your backs, all she does is talk shit. I don't think Tilly would necessarily believe it, but at the same time, it's like it does kind of bother her. And I think that Mandy would say, you know what, why don't you ask Rosie then? Ask her if I gave her a compliment. Ask her if I said something about her dress. She's like, you know what, I will. Next time I see her, I will. I don't believe you. I don't believe that she would just do that out of the blue. I'm not even playing with her. I'm giving her all the freedom to leave, but she just won't leave. She rather just spend all of her freaking time in her room. It's just kind of sad. I wanted her to have boyfriends and relationships, and it's just going to be really hard when she's just cooped up in her room. Mandy is now talking the talk to Tim and saying the same thing about Rosie, how he needs to watch out for her because she's just been talking bad about everything. But he's not worried. He's like, I don't really care if she says anything. Like, I really don't care, Mandy. And maybe it's time for you to stop obsessing about her, okay? I feel like you are obsessed with her. You can't deny it. All you do is talk about her. I know that you don't like her, but why didn't you just give it a rest? We're in college now. Go find yourself a boyfriend. She's like, only because you found a girlfriend the first day of school doesn't mean that I have to do the same thing. Don't you know your girlfriend is friends with Rosie? I think Tilly would go and ask her just straight up, like, what if she heard Rosie crying in the shower instead? I think that would be a really good point. She didn't really want to confront Rosie after all, but then she heard her crying and she's kind of like, are you okay? And then Rosie, of course, like, yeah, I'm fine. Exactly like that. Yeah, you know. You don't have to clean. You're not the maid. You know, Rosie, I've heard some interesting things about you, and I was just kind of wondering if they were true. And Rosie kind of sighs and says, I guess you've heard about it, huh? And she's like, yeah, I guess so. Rosie already knows what this is about, and she kind of understands that she probably made a ruckus by, you know, arguing in front of everyone. And oh my god, I was gonna say she regrets everything. Oh my god, Mandy just came over to her as soon as Tilly leaves. Mandy sees Rosie coming out of the bathroom with Tilly and she threatens her. Mandy threatens her to stay away. If not, then more rumors will fall. But Rosie is trying to act tough and kind of says, you know what? I don't care. You just do whatever you do. You just don't leave me alone anyway. It doesn't look like Mandy is gonna leave her alone, and she's just pulling one thread after another, telling her that she can cry all she wants. It's not gonna change a damn thing, and that the only thing that will change is if she just disappeared. And a person like her shouldn't be in college, especially not with such an ugly dress, which really hurts her because she really liked this dress. And this Manny just keeps on threatening her, just keeps on pushing her and shoving her and telling her that she's gonna make every day at this place a living hell for her. And this was just not what she needed after everything. She really wanted a fresh start, and she can't even go to her new friend because her new friend is just busy with, well, it's just busy with the brother. I guess she just feels like she doesn't really have anyone. Oh, that's so sad. I guess she'll just kind of go to bed. I feel so bad for her because she's being bullied by Mandy, and like what has Rosie ever done? He's loving his college life. You can't tell me no. You know what I was realized? Like, let me know if you guys see the resemblance, but I think this guy kind of looks like the dude from Stranger Things. Not 100%, it's not identical, but when you look kind of fast, he does resemble the he does resemble the babysitter. Though everything is fine at Pepper's place, and you know, the bond with her and her mother is better now. I do think that her problems are going to continue spiraling out of control, and even though she now looks better, like I feel like Rosie feels like she looks better. That's what I meant. Like I don't think Rosie looks better because I feel like she looks exactly the same, which was already good to me. But she has obviously been working out and she's got a six-pack, so she's obviously looked better in her idea, and it still hasn't made a difference. And I think like this would be a point where she's kind of like thinking that she has to be someone else. So perhaps in the next episode, we should really try and give her a new look. And perhaps that is what she needs to do, or at least that's what she thinks she needs to do. So I want to try and change her into this other person. And I want to like change her hair, like imagine it to be more straight like the rest, because she has curly hair, so I want to make it more straight. And then I also maybe want to, maybe depends on what the hairstyle is, of course, maybe cut it, maybe, I'm not sure. And I definitely want to give her some makeup, and then we'll go shopping for like a different outfit, and maybe while we're doing shopping we can get her a boyfriend or a potential boyfriend. But what I'm thinking is if she gets a new outfit, I'm gonna make it like really skimpy, and then she's gonna get attention by wearing that, and she's going to think that people like her better because she looks better, but in fact she's dressing so cheap that people want to, you know, they want to get something from her, and that's why they're talking to her. I think I'm gonna go like that route, because even if these two were complaining about her, if Mandy was gossiping about her and about the way that she dresses, she's always gonna do that. So it's not a realistic opinion. It's never gonna be good enough. But I think that she would believe that she's improving or fitting in more, but then it's not. And I think that Julie would be a good if she actually has a chance to spend some time, you know. But I think that she would be a kind of friend that would support her no matter what she wears, because she never complained about the way that she looks now. But I think that she would accept her even if she walked around really skimpy, because she just accepts her for who she is. But I don't think she's really aware of the problems. If you know, maybe if she takes it too far, maybe she would say something. I don't know. I'm talking a lot of talk, but I had so many thoughts that I wanted to get out in the world. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.